So today we'll see methods of dimensioning and simultaneously the implementation of types of line table. Where exactly what kind of line should be used. That also we are going to learn hand in hand. Okay. So methods of dimensioning. Methods of dimensioning. In what way one should show the dimensions of the object. Okay. First one is chain dimension. Chain dimensioning method. For that I will construct one object. Suppose we are having such kind of stepped object. This is the object on view. Yes, it's front view of that object. Okay, this is the object. So these lines by which we have shown this object, this is nothing but the first kind of line, that is continuous thick line carrying 0.5 mm thickness. What is its application? Unique application. It is used for showing the visible outline of the object. Okay, so this is the object. Now different kinds of lines we are going to use here. Just see here what I am going to show. We are going to show its dimensions. This line which has been extended from this left extreme edge of this object is called as extension line. Similarly, from this step also I will extend in this way. Similarly from here, similarly from all the steps and extreme edges I have extended by such kind of faint line, which is nothing but it is called as extension line. That is second kind of line, that is continuous thin line. This line is nothing but dimension line. Dimension line. Okay. So chain dimension. All the three different loops have been connected here, just like a chain, cycle chain. Everybody knows. Just like a chain, all the three dimension segments, dimension lines are connected in this way by arrows. Extension lines are extended from each and every step. Okay, so loop are in line with each other. So this is nothing but the chain dimensioning method. Suppose this is 20 mm, this one is 30 mm, this one is of 15 mm. So this is the method of showing the dimensions by using chain dimensioning method. All the loops are in line with each other, and extension lines are extended from each and every step. Single long dimension line is used, so that it is called as chain dimensioning method. And in that case, dimensions are written above the line. Dimensions should not be written below the line like this. This is a very wrong method. All the time the dimensions should be written above the line. Above the line. Okay. And arrowheads. In case of arrowheads, I will tell you. Suppose you have to construct the arrowhead. So certain proportion one has to implement it. This arrowhead should be filled over. Okay, and it should look like an isosceles triangle. It should not be equilateral triangle. And that to hot way, somewhat bigger size I will show you. If such kind of arrowhead you have to construct, now just you have to fill this arrowhead. It should not be empty. It should be bold one, like this. Such kind of arrowhead should not be used. Only such kind of arrowheads one has to cluster. Then what is the proportion which should be used there? This is isosceles triangle in shape. Then how to construct that triangle? See here. If this is nothing but base of this triangle, if it is W, then it should carry height equal to thrice its base. Height of the triangle, isosceles triangle, should be thrice its base, means S should be equal to 3W. Again, by common sense only. Nobody is going to measure by using any kind of precise instrument, whether it is a W and whether it is drawn by exactly thrice its base. Okay, just by common sense only you have to construct such kind of field isosceles triangle in order to create the arrow or dimension. Okay, this you should keep in mind, and accordingly you have to construct all the arrows. Okay, so this is chain dimension method. We have learned three kinds of lines we have seen. Which are those? Continuous thick line, that is visible outline. Application of first kind of line, continuous thick line. Then continuous thin line. What is the application of continuous thin line? Construction line, extension line, dimension line, projection line, okay, hatching line, leader line, likewise. Out of that, these lines, these applications we have seen. Now next method we are going to learn, that is second one, is parallel dimensioning. Parallel dimension. For that, again same kind of object I will construct. Stable object. Very simple object. Okay, as good as it is, looking just like a mirror image. Reverse way I have constructed. Okay, so visible outline of this object I have shown here, that is profile. Then in this case, in chain dimensioning, all the dimensioning lines or segments are in line with each other, a single line. Now here all those segments will be parallel to each other. How to show? Just to see. In that case, one common right extreme extension line will be used for showing individual dimensions. Just see in what way I am going to construct. From each and every segment, every step, you extend extension line. Okay, separately all the three dimension lines you have to create that way in this way. This is the first dimension line I have drawn here. Second will run from this extension line up to the right extreme common dimension line, and last one is nothing but left extreme to right extreme. In this way, suppose this is A, this is B, and this is C. So all the three dimension lines are parallel to each other in this case. So such kind of dimensioning method is said to be parallel dimensioning method. Dimension lines are parallel to each other. Extension lines are extended separately in this way. Right extreme will work as a single common extension line. Okay. Again, same kind of arrowheads, that to field 1 with that effect of base W and height thrice its base. Likewise, you should construct all the field arrowheads and show the dimensions separately. So these are the two basic methods of dimensioning, chain dimensioning and parallel dimensioning. most probably one should prefer chain. This consumes somewhat more time compared to that. Okay, but somewhere it is also required. Equally, it is also important. The moment when it is not possible to use chain dimensioning, in that case, it will help you. Okay, so these are the two methods: chain dimensioning, parallel dimensioning. Now we are going to learn fold dimensioning or curvature dimensioning method. That is the third one. Fold dimensioning, HOLD. Fold dimensioning and curvature dimensioning method. Fold dimensioning and curvature dimensioning method. For that, a simple object I will construct. Suppose such kind of one metallic plate, this single front view, two-dimensional view I have drawn. Front view of that metallic plate carrying a semicircular left extreme edge, 1/4 circular part is cut there on one of its corner, and numerous holes will be cut on its surface in the body of this object. Okay, through holes. This one, biggest one. Another one, largest one. More than this, bigger than this. I will place it here. And one very minute one. So different diametral holes I have cut in this surface on this object. So what is the method to show its dimension? We'll see one by one. Now I will construct first of all center line of this object. See here, continuous thin chain is nothing but the center line. Application of the center line, application of such kind of continuous thin chain is nothing but to show the center line. Vertical also I will create here. Here also I can show vertical. For this small also you can show. Okay. Yes. Now I have to show, if I have to show the radius of this semicircle, then in that case what you have to do? Now you have to create one leader line, such kind of line which is used for showing slant line, for showing radius is called as, radius of this semicircle part is called as leader line. In this way, one single line, it should be tilted one, and only single arrowhead on the inner periphery of this semicircle you have to create here, and this extended leader line now you have to make it horizontal, and on that line you can write, suppose this is of R30. This semicircle is carrying R30, so naturally this diameter will be 60. Okay, yes. So this is the method of showing the semicircular objects. Now if I have to show the diameter of this circle, so in that case what you have to do? Again, slant leader line you have to create here. Now in this case, as I have to show its diameter, so both the arrowheads you have to create here on the inner periphery of this circle, and extend it, make it horizontal. Over that, you write phi. Suppose this is of dimension 40. So phi 30. 40. So phi 40 means diameter of this circle is 40. So phi is the symbol for showing diameter. R for radius. Okay. So in this case, these two methods we have learned how to show the radius, how to show the diameter. So certain holes, if those are biggest holes are there, and it is possible to show construct the dimension line inside it, that is leader line, and you can show the dimensions or put the dimensions on the leader line itself, that too inside the circle. That also we are going to learn here. See here, this hole is somewhat bigger. In that case, you have to create such kind of leader line inside it. Okay, and don't need to extend it. On the same leader line, you can write its dimension. Suppose this is of phi 45. This hole is carrying 45 mm diameter. So in this way also you can write in case of largest holes. Okay, and such kind of minute hole if I have cut in this object, suppose it is carrying 10 mm diameter. So in such cases, in such circumstances, it is not possible to create the dimension line inside it, show the dimension, arrowheads, and put the dimensions also. So in that case, what is the method? I will show you. Just you draw one long leader line in this way. Leader line passing through the center of that small minute hole. Now, in this case, you should construct arrowheads, that two inward arrowheads on the outer periphery of this small circular hole, and dimensions again by the same unique method you can write here. Suppose this is phi. This hole, very small hole carrying 10 mm diameter, so it can be shown by such kind of whole dimension method. In such cases where there is a space constraint, you can construct inward arrowheads on outer periphery. Here we have constructed outward arrowheads on the inner periphery. Okay, so this is the third method of showing the dimension. Okay, and straight line dimensions, that is chain and parallel dimensioning, we have learned right now. Any other thing to show? That also you can show you. Another two dimensions means you can show create the dimension line. Now you should take care of one fine thing, that dimension lines should be created. Dimension lines should be drawn at least 10 mm from the visible outline. This distance should be 10 mm or more than 10 mm, but it should not be less than 10 mm. So one should take care of this. Suppose this is now 16 mm. Again, further you can create extension line here. In that dimension also you can write here. Chain dimension method I have implemented here. Hand in hand, both the loops in line I have created here. 60. Suppose this is a 40. Okay. Radius. Here is curvature is there. That radius also you have to create. Same. Such kind of method you have to show here. Over R. Suppose this is of 15. This quarter circular corner carrying 15 mm radius. Okay. So these are the different methods of showing dimensioning in case of holes, curvatures. It may be semicircular, full circular, or quarter circular. These are the different methods we have learned. Right. Okay. One should implement this method for constructing all kinds of drawings.